The Blue Lock Draft. A lot of people looked at this title and said, what does that even mean? I'm going to be explaining it in a second, guys. So basically, a while ago, I made a video where a person commented on my video that he wanted me to make the U-20 Japan starting lineup. And I was like, okay, I could either do that or I could put my own spin on it and make a draft out of it. Now, listen, I could still do both videos if I really want to. So if you guys really want to see that and like my opinion on who I think is going to go in which position and what formation they should play, then leave a like down and leave a comment down below if you really want me to do that. But anyways, let's get right into explaining how this shit's going to work. So basically what's going to happen is I have 4 spin the wheels with me. I have a goalkeeper spin the wheel with all the goalkeepers in the NEL. I have a defender spin the wheel with all the Japanese defenders in the NEL. I have a midfielder spin the wheel with all the midfielders and strikers who can play midfield in the NEL. I also have a forwards spin the wheel with all the forwards and maybe midfielders who could play forwards in the NEL. So basically what I'm getting at is that I have spin the wheels for all these positions. And what's going to happen is I'm going to have a spin the wheel with a bunch of formations. And the formation that I get, I'm going to use that one. After I use that one, I'm going to spin the wheel for, let's say, forward. All right. And then let's say I get the 4-3-3 formation. If I get, let's say, Isagi in that spin the wheel of all the forwards, I put Isagi in striker. You know what I mean? Like, it basically works like that. So I go like that with every single position until I have a full team. So let's really see who I get in this shit. This is my first time doing it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And let's get right into this shit. So let's go right ahead and spin for our formation. The first formation we will have for our team will be the 4-4-1-1 formation. If you guys don't know what that looks like, I'll prop it up on the screen right now. And yeah, I think this is a pretty good start because we could have got something with 3 at the back or maybe even like some bullshit like that. So let's move on. And the first position I actually want to spin for is goalkeeper. Now listen, if you guys look at the goalkeeper spin the wheel, there are only 2 options in this Fukaku and Gagamaru because the rest of the Japanese NEL goalkeepers, or if there are goalkeepers, they're just all fodder. Like, we don't know any of their names. So what's going to happen is we're just going to spin this wheel right now and let's see who we get. It looks like we might land on Fukaku, but no, we do get Gagamaru in this wheel. Great start. Great start. We got a nice formation and we got my boy Gagamaru in goal. What could go wrong? The next position I want to spin for is probably the forward / the striker. So this guy, whoever I get, could go in either the center forward position or the striker position on my squad. Let's keep going. All right, so let's spin. There's a lot of options here. You never know who you could really get. And I'm really hoping for someone who's just a nice striker. And it looks like we are going to get my boy Chigiri Hyoma. And with Chigiri, I have a smart idea and plan because I don't want to play my striker. I want to play him at center forward. And you're gonna see that later. Because if I get a good striker, this will really work out in a better way for me. And right now, we're going to spin for the striker position on my team. Who's going to be the number 9? Who's going to be the goalkeeper? And it looks like this spin the wheel is going to land on my boy Isagi Yoichi. Now, that's a big pickup because our striker is strong. Isagi, we already know how good he is, you know what I'm saying, how really like dominant he's become in the NEL and how unstoppable he virtually is. There's no position this guy should be playing on this team other than striker. So you will be playing in front of Chigiri Isagi with Gagamaru net. Amazing start. All right, so the next position we're going to be spinning for is our left center mid. Let's see who we can get. And there are pretty like really good options here like Rio, Nico, Sai. Speaking of Sai, I hope we can get Sai right here. Oh my goodness. We just added Itoshi Sai to a team with Isagi, Chigiri, and Gagamaru. Yo, this team is going amazing. I'm not going to lie. I kid you not, guys. This is not rigged. Like, these are my first spins for all these spinners. I don't know how to prove that to you, but I'm sorry. Like, this is my first spins. Let's move on, bro. This team is absolutely insane right now. For this next position, we will be spinning for any spot in the midfield. So either left mid, right mid, or the right center mid. Let's see who we can get. I think ideally someone who could really like go on the wing because we already got one wing player. Oh my gosh, we got Bachara. Let's go. We got my boy Bachara on the right mid spot. Now that's a great winger. I was just about to say that we got my boy Chigiri in center forward, which means we're going to need someone fast on the wings. And there's not that many fast players on the wings, like left mid, right mid. I don't know who would go there. Batra fits perfectly, as that dribbling right mid, forging up the field, forcing chemical reactions with Isagi and crossing that shit in. Perfect. Now I'll be spinning for another midfield position, and let's see if we can really get, because I'm not gonna lie, this midfield stacked. We have Itoshi side in the middle, Batra on the right side, Chigiri and Isa. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it looks like we're getting Yuki Miya. Yuki Miya, where would he fit on my team? I could put him at left back because he has been playing left back in the NEL. But honestly, this is the midfielders. Like, you have to remember, this is the midfielder's spin list. So I can't put him in a position that's not midfield. So basically, I think that I should put Yuki Miya on the... This is hard. This is actually hard. I think I'll put him on the center mid. Only because I don't know if we can get someone else I'm thinking about on the left mid that would be perfect to play that position. Spinning for another midfield position, our last midfield position, the left mid. Let's see who we can get. And I'm really hoping for this one person to show up. And there's no actual way that we actually get him. But we got my boy, Zontetsu. Now listen, I know it's written Zongetsu there. That's my bad. That's a typo. I'm sorry. Anyways, we just got Zontetsu on the left wing. He's really good at crossing and just running down the wing. And he has side passing to him. So I really do think Zontetsu will excel in this system we have here of just straight guns, fire, pace, and action. Now, let's move on to the defense, because this is where shit really gets sold or not. For our first defensive position, I'm going to spin and let's see who we get. Honestly, like, anyone but the U-20 Japanese defenders would do well. And it looks like we're going to get my boy Darai. He's not my boy, actually. Never mind. This guy's shit. I don't even know if he's played a minute in the NEL. It feels like most of the Japanese U-20 defenders, except for Aiku, just got dropped. Like, there's no point in them joining the NEL because they're all shit, except for Sendo and Aiku. So, honestly, yeah, this guy, honestly, I'll plug him in at left back. Because if I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure he's good at tracking people's movements. And I feel like that's a good quality for a left back to have, so he doesn't get flanked, beat down the wing, and then crossed in on him. You know what I mean? The next position we'll spin for is another defending position. It could be any of these. Center back, right back. So let's see who we're going to get. And here he is. My boy Karasu. Now listen. Karasu really strikes me as a guy who should play in the center. So I'm going to put him at right center back simply because I feel like him playing right back just doesn't work. Karasu's not a right back type of guy. He's a guy that usually plays in the middle, like a DM. If I had a DM on this team and I got Karasu, that would be very good because he's able to win the ball back in transition. He's able to push the break. He's a great leader. So the thing about him is him playing right center back really works out for me because he could come up a little bit, And we all know Yukiya has played defense a little bit too. So maybe we can have a system where sometimes Karasu could come up on the offense with Sai while Yukiya drops down to the defense a little bit. Maybe we could have that. But anyways, I'm going to talk more about that when the team is complete. Spinning for the next defender position. And let's see who we get. Honestly, I really want someone like a Raichi, for the other center back spot. Someone who could just stay back and anchor the back line. But it looks like we're getting Hayate. If you guys don't remember who this guy is, he played defensive midfielder in the U-20 game and he was on Nagi. Yeah, I think this guy's fucking terrible. I'm not going to lie. So having this guy in the center of my goddamn defense is going to be terrible. So I'm going to put this guy right back. We have two U-20 Japan defenders at right back going into the U-20 World Cup. I'm not going to lie. We might get cooked down the wings. But that's why we have Metavision users on our team. You know what I mean? So Isagi, we already know he can play every single position on the pitch. So if he really wants to, he can go back, get a stop as playing striker, and then go all the way up and then score. So, come on. Anyways, moving on to the last defensive position. For this last defensive position and the last position to fill out on my team, I need somebody proper because right now my defense is kind of looking weak with just Karasu there. I need another person who can actively defend. And it looks like we got my boy, Ryo Mikage. Great pickup for playing center back because we know what he can do on center back. We know he has Aiku's techniques copied. And honestly, Rio's one of those players that I could also prefer as a DM because he usually likes to play up as well. So it's kind of iffy on who I should have go up sometimes, Rio or Karasu. But the fact that Rio can copy Aiku's techniques makes me a lot more comfortable with that back line. You know what I mean? Now let's move on to talking about how this team could potentially play together. All right, so starting with our strikers, Shigiri and Isagi. Listen, their chemical reaction will be pretty simple. The reason why I put Shigiri at center forward is because when Isagi draws defenders away, because he's so smart, he'll be able to do this. If he draws defenders away with his runs, Shigiri is so fast that when an opening of space gets created, he can just burst through that. And the thing about my team is that I have such a skilled passer in Itoshi Sai. So whenever Shigiri bursts through that space that Isagi creates, it's a dot. Like, it's going to be a dot and Shigiri's gone. Nobody catching him on the break. You know what I mean? So the thing is, him playing center forward is very good. Another thing is, Isagi's a very guy who can create passes when he has the ball at his feet. So let's say they do a little 1-2 where Isagi brings his defender out, creates the space in behind him. He gets the ball from Sai. Shigiri runs, and Isagi can literally turn around and chip that shit over the defense, and Shigiri be gone. You know what I mean? So they can play a multitude of different ways. Shigiri using Isagi as a decoy, Isagi using Shigiri as a decoy, you know what I mean? When his defender's playing back or some shit. So yeah, I do think my strike force is very, very dominant. Another thing we have to talk about is Bachara on the right wing or the right mid position. As we already know, him and Isagi have played together in this sort of format back in the first selection. Only now they're both 10 times better than how they were before. So we already know how that's going to work out. Crosses back post, crosses front post to Shigiri. Like this little three we have going on here, Isagi, Shigiri, and Bachara. These guys are about to cook. We already know. Now, we move on to our midfield with Itoshi Sai, Yuki Miya, and Zantetsu. A very good thing that we got Zantetsu is because we have just one speed demon on the left wing. Compared with Itoshi Sai's passing, I really think that the through balls that he'll be able to give Zantetsu to put him through will be great. And I don't think I just understand. Maybe Zantetsu won't be scoring or assisting much, but just that running creates space for the rest of his team. You know, if he beats his marker and gets the ball from Itoshi Sai, because we already know Itoshi Sai, he has that vision. He will see when you beat your man. Somebody's going to have to help. And when somebody helps, that creates openings for every other player on the pitch, you know what I mean? To occupy that space. Maybe Shigiri can run through there. Maybe Isagi can run through there. You know what I mean? So Zantetsu is an important player on our team, not only to create decoys, but he can also beat his man off the dribble sometimes because of his acceleration and get off a quick cross. So yeah, I do think like our midfield wings are really good. Now let's check our central midfielders, Sai and Yukimiya. Now, Yuki Miya, I'm not going to lie to you, you're like the one stain on my team. Yes, you can dribble through people down the middle, push the break, but I do not know how good your passing is. I'm not going to lie to you. So you're going to have to keep the passing to Itoshi Sai. My boy Itoshi Sai, we already know how good he is. He can quite literally do everything, come back and defend with his meta vision, go up, facilitate the break, dribble past the entire team. Like, he is fucking him. He can probably even score long shots if he wanted to. Itoshi Sai is quite literally the perfect player I want manning my midfield. And if there was a cam position here or like a regular CM position, then yeah, he would definitely be playing there instead, like in the heart of the team. Because he's a player that can just do it all, man. Like, we need a guy like Itoshi Sai on our team. Coming into our defense, we have Darai on the left back. Honestly, our left back and right back are bad. I understand that. But we have to also remember that this is blue lock. And strikers literally come back to defend. So we can have Shigiri, Isagi, Sai, Zantetsu, Yuki Miya all come back to defend and help these guys when they get fucking cooked. You know what I mean? You have to remember, this is a manga. It's not real life. So they can literally come back defend with their metavision. I think we'll be all right. They will get cooked sometimes and they will leave open opportunities for the opponents. But that's why we have our center backs, Karasu and Rio. Rio will be able to catch basically any cross with Aiku's jumping ability with the snake and shit. And Karasu, we already know. Karasu's a very smart player. We already seen this PXG match where he's able to intercept passes like it's nothing. He's really like a hawk. Like, he really is an eagle where he just waits for the perfect opportunity to intercept your pass. So literally, crosses are a no-go on this team. Let's say you go down the middle. You have to now deal with three Metavision users with Isagi, Rio, and Sai, all clogging up spaces that you don't want them to clog up. And then you can also go 1-2, 1-2, but that's just not going to work either because, again, they have Metavision. Having just one Metavision user is OP. Having 3 is unheard of. And I'm not sure if Karasu has Metavision or not, but if Karasu had it too, like this team, I'm very, very difficult seeing them get scored on. I'm not going to lie. And let's move on finally to our goalkeeper, Jin Gagamaru. We already know this guy's the best goalkeeper we've seen in Blue Lock. Literally the GOAT, stopping Barrow's shot. Like, what else do I need to say? He's literally him. And honestly, now is the point of the video where I'm probably going to be rating each point of my team. So let's go. Coming in the attack, we have Isagi and Shigiri. I think our attack rating would probably be somewhere in the 90s, but I wouldn't think it's 99. I'd give our attack rating probably like a 95 to a 96. It's not a perfect attack, but it's good enough to the point where it's efficient to score goals over and over. Now let's go on to the midfield. Our midfield, I will say, very good. But the thing that's dragging it up really is Itoshi-san and Bachara. The other two guys are not that good without Itoshi-san and Bachara, but they work because they have these two players on the team. So I'd say that maybe our midfield will be like an 86, 85, 87, around there. That'll be our midfielding stats. Defending, our defense again on left back and right back isn't that good. Like, it's not that good, but our central defenders are really, really good. Like, I feel like it's hard to score on those two, along with Jin Gagamaru and net. So I really think that our defending would probably be somewhere between like an 80 overall to like an 83, 84. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments about this team. Honestly, I feel like this team would perform all right in the U-20 World Cup. Again, we don't know how good exactly the players are out there, but I really do think that this team will be able to go pretty far. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who you guys think I should have gotten. Again, I can't choose who I get, but who you guys think would like to fill in spots in my team that I didn't get. And yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Don't know.